In this special video, I'm going to reveal to you the biggest psychological secrets about people. You'll be surprised. Did you know that your brain can be your best ally or your worst enemy? It all depends on how you use it. Imagine being able to read people like an open book. Or better yet, what if you could influence your own thoughts to achieve your goals? We're not talking about magic here, but pure science. In this journey through human psychology, we'll discover how our mind really works, from the hidden power of a simple smile to the paradox of thinking too much about someone before starting. If you find value in these videos, please subscribe and click the bell icon to stay updated. Let's begin. Did you know that people see you as 20% more attractive than you see yourself? That's right. Psychological studies have shown that we tend to underestimate our own appearance. But don't worry, this is actually good news. The first surprising psychological fact is that your perception of yourself is more critical than others' perception of you. Imagine this. You're at a gathering, and you meet someone who exudes confidence and security, even if they don't meet traditional beauty standards. That's because true attractiveness doesn't just come from what we see in the mirror, but how we present ourselves to the world. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "It's not things that disturb us, but our interpretation of things." Applying this to our personal image, we could say that it's not our appearance that determines our attractiveness, but our perception and attitude towards it. So, how can we use this information to improve our lives? Here are some practical tips. Number 1. Practice self-acceptance. Instead of obsessing over your flaws, focus on your unique qualities. Accept yourself as you are. Number 2. Cultivate inner confidence. True confidence comes from within. Work on your skills and knowledge, and you'll naturally increase your confidence. Number 3. Maintain good posture. Keeping your head high and shoulders back not only makes you look more confident, but also helps you feel more confident. Number 4. Practice gratitude. Be thankful for what you have instead of lamenting what you lack. This stoic attitude can completely transform your perspective. However, we're not saying you should completely ignore your appearance. Taking care of yourself is important, but remember, it's only part of the equation. As psychologist Carl Rogers said, "The curious paradox is that when I accept myself just as I am, then I can change." So, friends, true attractiveness goes beyond what we see in the mirror. It's a combination of self-confidence, positive attitude, and self-acceptance. Next, let's move on to the second psychological fact. Have you ever wondered how a simple smile can brighten your day? Get ready to discover the hidden power behind this simple yet powerful gesture. Imagine you're walking down the street lost in your thoughts when suddenly someone smiles at you. What happens? Without realizing it, you smile back. But why does this happen? The answer lies in the fascinating work of Dr. Paul Ekman, a pioneer in the study of facial expressions. Ekman discovered that facial expressions not only communicate emotions, but can also influence our mood. It's as if our brain says, "Hey, we're smiling, so we must be happy." Incredible, isn't it? But don't just take my word for it. Here's a simple experiment for you to try at home. For the next 5 minutes, just smile. It doesn't matter if you feel happy or not, just keep that smile on your face. Notice any change in your mood? Most likely you will. It's not magic, it's science. When we smile, our brain releases a combination of neurotransmitters like dopamine, endorphins, and serotonin. These natural chemicals make us feel happier and more relaxed. But that's not all. A smile is also contagious. When you smile at someone, they're likely to smile back. It's like starting a chain of good vibes. Imagine how the world would be if we all smiled a little more. Now, we're not saying you should walk around with a permanent smile like an emoji. The idea is to be aware of the power this simple gesture holds and use it to your advantage. Have a job interview? Smile before you go in. Feeling a bit down? Try smiling in front of the mirror. And here's the best part. A smile is completely free and available 24/7. It's your personal superpower, ready to be used anytime. So, the next time you find yourself in a tough situation or just want to brighten your day, remember the hidden power of a smile. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, Happiness depends upon ourselves, and sometimes that happiness can start with a simple smile. Psychological fact number 3. Have you ever wondered why we often miss the memory of someone more than the actual person? It's like our mind plays the best of reel with moments from the past. This curious psychological phenomenon is as common as it is intriguing. We tend to idealize happy moments and easily forget why a relationship ended. Imagine this. You're listening to your favorite song and suddenly you're transported back to an unforgettable summer or your first love. Sound familiar? Psychologists call this emotional anchoring, the deep connection between an external stimulus like a melody and your emotional state at that specific moment. But music isn't the only thing with this magical power. Smells can also evoke vivid memories. Have you ever smelled something that instantly took you back to your childhood? It's like time travel in the blink of an eye. Maybe the scent of freshly baked cookies instantly transports you to the kitchen from your grandmother. These olfactory anchors are so powerful that they demonstrate how intimately our emotions are connected to our senses. Now, you might be wondering what all this has to do with how we value memories over real people. Well, it turns out these emotional anchors can influence our decisions more than we think. Nostalgia can lead us to desire to reconnect with someone from the past, without really considering why that relationship is no longer present in our lives. Understanding these psychological mechanisms can be crucial for our emotional well-being. It helps us distinguish between idealized memories and reality, enabling us to make more conscious decisions about our current and future relationships. But be careful. We're not suggesting you should discard all your happy memories. On the contrary, these memories can be a valuable source of learning and personal growth. The key is to maintain a balanced perspective, appreciating the good moments of the past without getting caught in an idealized version that no longer exists. And what about those songs or scents that transport you to the past? Don't avoid them. Use them as a tool for reflecting on your personal growth. Ask yourself, what did I learn from that experience? How has it helped me become who I am today? Essentially, our memories are like a mental photo album filled with moments captured in their best light. It's okay to cherish them, but remember that real life is much richer and more complex than a simple frozen image in time. Now, let's move on to the 4th psychological fact. Have you ever wondered how something as simple as your clothing can influence your mind and how others perceive you? Get ready to discover the fascinating world of psychology behind your attire. Imagine you wake up in the morning, open your closet, and find a sea of colors and styles. Did you know that the choice you make at that moment can determine not only how you look but also how you'll feel throughout the day? It's as if your clothes are a kind of magical potion for your mood. In the United States, there's a famous advice: dress for success. It's not just a popular saying, it's backed by science. Studies have shown that the colors and styles we choose can directly impact our emotional well-being. For example, people who feel sad or down often prefer dark tones, while those full of energy opt for vibrant and striking colors. But wait, there's more. Your choice of clothing not only affects how you feel, but also how others perceive you. It's like your clothes are a silent language that communicates your mood to the world. Now, you might ask, why do you always see me dressed in white? It's not just because I like to look like a wise messenger dove. It's a strategic choice to radiate light and purity. This color not only lifts my mood, but also positively impacts those around me. Remember, when you project light, you illuminate everything around you. But be aware, we're not saying you should throw away all your dark clothes. The key is to be aware of the power your clothing holds and use it to your advantage. Have an important job interview? Choose colors that make you feel confident. Need an energy boost? Opt for vibrant tones. Before we move on to the 5th psychological fact, if you're enjoying the video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel with the bell icon so you don't miss future videos. And if you enjoy this type of content as much as I do, comment, "I love wisdom." Let's keep learning together and improving our lives. Have you ever felt like someone occupies your thoughts constantly, as if your mind were a stage and that person the main star? You're not alone, my friend. This phenomenon is more common than you think and has deep roots in our psychology. Imagine your brain as a movie theater. Sometimes a movie, or in this case a person, stays on the marquee longer than expected. But what does it really mean when someone doesn't leave the screen of your mind? According to the renowned psychologist Carl Jung, this could be an indication that this person represents something important in your unconscious. It's not that you're obsessed, well, maybe a little, but rather that your mind is trying to tell you something. Perhaps that person has qualities you secretly admire, or maybe they represent something you feel is lacking in your life. But beware, not everything is rosy in the world of constant thoughts. Dr. Aaron Beck, the father of cognitive therapy, warns us that sometimes these thoughts can be signs of anxiety or even obsessive-compulsive disorder. It's like when you can't stop humming that catchy song, but in person form. Now, if you're thinking, "Help, I can't get this person out of my head," take a deep breath. Science has some answers for you. A study from Harvard University suggests that when someone is constantly on your mind, it could be a sign that your brain is processing important information about that person or your relationship with them. It's as if your mind is working overtime to solve an emotional puzzle. But here's the interesting part. According to Dr. Helen Fisher, an anthropologist and expert on love, if the person you can't get out of your mind is someone you're attracted to, you could be experiencing the effects of dopamine, the neurotransmitter of pleasure and reward. In other words, your brain could be as addicted to that person as it is to chocolate. And that says a lot. However, it's not all about brain chemistry. The famous psychologist Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi reminds us that sometimes constantly thinking about someone can be a form of mental flow, especially if that person inspires or motivates you to be better. So, what do we do with all this information? Well, the next time you find yourself thinking about someone non-stop instead of getting frustrated, consider that your mind might be trying to tell you something important. Perhaps it's time to reflect about your feelings, your goals, or even aspects of yourself that you want to develop. Psychological fact number 6. Imagine you're at a meeting and you meet two people. One appears strong and decisive, while the other is shy and reserved. Which would you consider more dangerous? If you thought of the first person, you might be mistaken. Contrary to popular belief, a person with weak character can be more dangerous than someone with strong character. How is this possible? The answer lies in predictability and self-control. You see, someone with strong character usually has clear goals and firm decisions, making them more predictable and, in a way, more reliable. They know what they want and go for it directly. On the other hand, a person with weak character can be like a box of surprises, and not always pleasant ones. The volatility and unpredictability of someone with weak character make them less trustworthy. As the saying goes, beware of the quiet ones. These seemingly harmless people may hide more than you imagine. But beware. This doesn't mean you should distrust all introverted or shy people. The key lies in observing behavioral patterns and not being swayed by first impressions. Psychological fact number 7. Imagine you're at a gathering with friends and someone starts telling a story. Notice how some people get straight to the point, while others take so many detours that you get lost along the way. It's no coincidence. The way we use words says a lot about our personality, and surprisingly, about our reliability. People who speak little but precisely are often the most reliable. Why? Because they value the power of words and understand the weight of secrets. They are like closed chests, carefully guarding the information entrusted to them. On the other hand, those who can't stop talking, sharing every detail and others' secrets, often compromise others' trust unwittingly. But wait, there's more. Did you know that your words can also be influenced by your hormones? Yes, you heard that right. In the case of men, low testosterone levels can affect not only their mood, but also their way of communicating. Testosterone, that hormone we associate with muscles and virility, plays a crucial role in our emotional well-being. Recent studies have shown that when testosterone levels drop, the risk of depression increases. But don't worry, there are natural ways to combat this. The solution may surprise you, but it's in exercise. We're not talking about running marathons, but anaerobic strength exercises like lifting weights, doing push-ups, or squats. Not only do these exercises strengthen your muscles, but they also stimulate the production of testosterone and growth hormone. It's like killing two birds with one stone. You improve your physical fitness and your emotional well-being. And here's the best part. You don't need a luxurious gym to start. You can do these exercises at home using just your body weight. In addition to strengthening your muscles, you'll be releasing endorphins, the famous happiness hormones. It's a positive cycle. You exercise, you feel better, and it reflects in how you communicate with others. Remember, both men and women can benefit from these exercises. It's not just about increasing testosterone, but improving your overall well-being. And when you feel good about yourself, it shows in your words and how you relate to others. So, the next time you find yourself in a conversation, pay attention to your words. Are you someone who speaks little but precisely, or do you share every detail? And if you feel you need a boost in your well-being, you know what to do. Get moving. O. Emotionally drained. To maintain an emotionally healthy and positive life, it's essential to find a balance. Limit your exposure to emotionally draining content and focus on experiences that uplift and make you feel good. Remember, the quality of your emotions directly influences the quality of your life. So, the next time you find yourself in front of a screen, think of it as an opportunity to nourish your mind. Choose wisely what you consume and ensure to take care of your emotional well-being. After all, your brain absorbs all of that as if it were real. Don't you think it deserves the best? Psychological fact number 9. Have you ever noticed how your dog seems to understand your emotions better than some people? It's no coincidence. The connection between a person and their pet can be as intense as that between parents and children. Amazing, isn't it? Science backs this up. Recent studies have shown that when we lose a pet, the grief can be as intense or even more so than losing a family member. But why does this happen? The answer lies in our brains. When we interact with our pets, our bodies release oxytocin, the same hormone activated when we hug a loved one. This chemical bond is so powerful that it transcends language and species barriers. That being said, let's reveal psychological fact number 10. Have you ever felt like your thoughts have the power to shape your reality? Well, get ready because we're diving into the fascinating world of the law of attraction and the power of your thoughts. Imagine for a moment that your mind is like a giant magnet. Every thought you have is a signal you send out to the universe, attracting similar experiences to you. Sounds incredible, right? But it's not magic. It's simply how our minds work. Think about the last time you had a really bad day. Did you notice how one negative thing seemed to lead to another, until your whole day became a mess? That's the law of attraction in action, but in reverse. The good news is that it also works in a positive direction. But hold on, it's not just about thinking positively and expecting magic to happen. It's about changing your focus and being aware of what you allow into your mind. Did you know that your brain doesn't distinguish between fantasy and reality? That's why it's crucial to be selective about the content you consume. Think of it as a diet for your mind. Just as you watch what you eat to maintain a healthy body, you must take care of what nourishes your mind. This includes the movies you watch, the books you read, and even the video games you play. Here's an experiment for you. For a week, pay attention to your thoughts and the content you consume. Do they make you feel good or drag you into negative emotional states? Write it down in a journal and observe how it affects your mood and daily experiences. Now, let me share a personal experience. Some time ago, I set out to improve the content I created. I started constantly thinking about how I could do better, and suddenly, the ideas began flowing. I wrote them down on a whiteboard I have at home, and every day, seeing them motivated me to work towards that goal. The result? Not only did I improve my content, but I also started attracting more opportunities and connections related to my goal. It's as if the universe responded to my focus and dedication. But beware, not everything can be constant action and movement. Excessive stress can literally shut down your brain, affecting your ability to solve problems and make decisions. That's why it's crucial to find moments of calm in your day-to-day routine. Include daily moments of meditation, reading, or simply reflection. These pauses will help keep your mind clear and efficient, allowing you to attract more positive experiences. So, you see, your thoughts are powerful. Use them wisely. Focus on what you want to achieve, visualize it, write it down, and consistently work towards it. But don't forget to give your mind the breaks it needs. Now get ready for psychological fact number 11. Did you know that phobias can be inherited through DNA? That's right. Your fears could be an unwanted gift from your ancestors. Studies in biogeneuroemotion have shown that certain fears can be passed down to the fourth generation. The famous psychologist Ivan Pavlov, known for his experiments with dogs, discovered that conditioned responses could be inherited by the descendants of his study subjects. Imagine that your fear of heights could echo a traumatic experience of your great-grandfathers. But don't be discouraged. Remember that while our fears have deep roots, we have the capacity to confront and overcome them. So, what can we learn from all of this? That we are complex beings capable of forming deep bonds with other species, integrating technology into our perception of the world, and carrying the fears of past generations. But we are also resilient, capable of understanding these connections and using them for our personal growth. Psychological fact number 12. What if I gave you a magical pill and told you it would cure all your pains? Surprisingly, it works. But here's the plot twist. It was just a peppermint candy. What happened? Welcome to the placebo effect, my friends. This effect is so powerful that it has left doctors and scientists speechless for years. It's as if our brain were a magician capable of deceiving itself. And no, we're not talking about self-deception, but something much more complex and fascinating. The renowned neuroscientist Fabrizio Benedetti, known as the King of Placebos, has dedicated his career to unraveling this mystery. According to his studies, when we believe something will cure us, our brain releases chemicals that can relieve pain or improve our mood. It's as if we have an internal pharmacy activated by positive thinking. The most curious thing is that the placebo effect works even when we know it's a placebo. It's like our brain says, "Okay, I know you're tricking me, but you know what? I'll believe it anyway." A study at Harvard University showed that patients with irritable bowel syndrome significantly improved even when they knew they were taking placebos. Our brain is quite the rebel. But not everything is sunshine and rainbows in the world of placebos. There's its evil twin, the nocebo effect. Like the dark side of the force, but in psychological form. If you believe something will harm you, you may experience negative effects, even if it's completely harmless. It's as if our negative thoughts have the power to sabotage our well-being. So what can we learn from all of this? That our mind is a double-edged sword. It can be our greatest ally or our worst enemy. The next time you face a challenge, remember that your brain has the power to influence your reality. So why not give it a positive push? And here's a tip. Next time you have a headache, instead of rushing to the pharmacy, try drinking a glass of water, convinced that it's the miraculous cure. Who knows? You might discover hidden healing powers. Or maybe you'll just end up better hydrated, which isn't bad either, don't you think? Lastly, in my opinion, the most important psychological fact so far is the power to completely change our lives. And no, I'm not exaggerating. Imagine two gardens. In one, the plants grow strong and vigorous, adapting to any climate. In the other, the plants stay the same no matter how much you water them. Which would you rather be? The good news is you can choose. Psychologist Carol Dweck of Stanford University spent decades studying this phenomenon and discovered that people fall into two groups, those with a fixed mindset and those with a growth mindset. People with a fixed mindset believe their abilities are innate and cannot change. If they fail, they think, "I'm not good at this." On the other hand, people with a growth mindset see challenges as opportunities to learn and improve. Their motto is, "I'm not good at this yet, but I can improve." Guess what? Many famous people have adopted this growth mindset. Michael Jordan, considered one of the greatest basketball players of all time, was cut from his high school team. Instead of giving up, he used that rejection as motivation to improve. Or consider J.K. Rowling, the author of Harry Potter. Her manuscript was rejected by 12 publishers before being accepted. She saw each rejection as an opportunity to refine her work. But don't worry, you don't need to be a sports star or a best-selling author to adopt a growth mindset. Here are some steps you can follow. Number 1. Embrace challenges instead of avoiding them. See them as opportunities to grow. Number 2. Learn from your mistakes. Instead of getting discouraged, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Number 3. Put in effort. Remember, effort is the path to mastery. Number 4. Accept criticism. Use it as feedback to improve, not as a personal attack. Number 5. Be inspired by others' success. Instead of feeling envy, ask yourself, what can I learn from them? Now here's the most interesting fact of all. Your brain is plastic. No, I'm not talking about plastic surgery, but neuroplasticity. This means your brain can change and grow throughout your life. Every time you learn something new, you're literally creating new connections in your brain. So, the next time you face a challenge, remember, you're not stuck in a fixed mindset. Cultivate that inner confidence, and you'll see how your world changes. And remember, the real control lies in how you react to situations, not in the situations themselves. If you've made it this far, write in the comments, "The mind is powerful," so I'll know who the victorious ones are who made it to the end of the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more content like this in the future. Share this video with those who might find it useful, and consider supporting the channel by becoming a member. Link in the pinned comment.